All right, so here I am. I decided to click play on the video, right? Do I have a plan for the video? Kinda, right? But what we're gonna be doing today is that I'm gonna be trying to do an ombre, and it's gonna be my first time ever trying to do it. And I actually bought like a little toner right here. You know, if you want to see what it is, here it is, here it is. You know, I bought that. And yeah, we're just gonna be seeing, I'm gonna be explaining the technique that I'm gonna be using. Is it gonna be perfect? Probably not, because like I said, it's gonna be my first time doing it, right? But I'm gonna be explaining to you guys what I'm gonna be doing, and if it helps you guys, then it'll help you guys, you know. And we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out, right? So let's do that. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing here is that we're actually gonna be parting the hair into 4 different sections, right? I have the 2 sections done right here, right? And I did get started. It's just that when I started it, it was late at night. I wasn't paying attention, and yeah, I didn't do the sectioning correctly, right? So don't do what I did. Yeah, so then the sectioning that we're gonna be using is gonna be straight down the middle, and we're gonna be going up in an angle like this. And the reason for that is because as you can see right here, the way that I did it, we get really harsh lines. We get really harsh lines because it's just parallel. And yeah, if we dye it at an angle, it'll be less likely for us to get harsh lines. So, you know, straight down the middle, as so, like this. And the reason I'm leaving that bottom section down is because I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna dye it later. I'm gonna do it again and kind of blur the line a little bit more. Here, what I'm gonna be doing here is, it doesn't have to be a perfect part, because we are gonna be using that hair again. See, as you can see right here, you know, not a perfect part, but it doesn't need to be. All right. So then you come in with your comb straight up like this, straight up, and that is the section we're gonna be using. If I could grab it, there you go. And make sure to do small sections if you want more highlights or more areas that you want to be dyed. As you can see, I'm just gonna be putting up the hair like this. And I might actually get a clip and might just, you know, kind of pull this to the side so that I don't mix both sections, as you can see as I'm doing right here. Yeah, let's see. Let me just, there you go. So yeah, let me just grab this and let me flip it out of the way, just because I don't want that to interfere with the work that I'm doing over here in this area. Here we could just, yeah. Would I do that to a real client? No, I would not. But right here, we're just gonna be mixing the solution, and it's gonna be a 2-in-1 ratio, and you're gonna be getting your tint brush. And the technique that we're gonna be doing is, it's gonna be full saturation in the bottom, at the ends, you know, make sure to get the underneath part as well. And we're gonna be doing streaks on each of the sides and just fading it up and creating an ombre. And make sure that you don't have as much bleach as you have down here, up here, because if nothing, that's going to be full saturation. And you can blend a little bit from the bottom if you would like to. It's just all personal preference. We're going to be doing it in the balayage technique. Okay, let me please talk. But but yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, you'll see better once I demonstrate. But full saturation on the bottom, then blending it to the top with streaks going down to the sides. And I'm gonna be teasing with each of my sections, which is just backcombing, As you can see right here, it kind of creates like a little fuzz right here. And what that does is that instead of getting harsh lines like I showed you, it kind of distorts the line a little bit more. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's get to mixing the solutions. Okay, and as you can see right here, I do have it all completely mixed. You know, you kind of want it like what I would explain it as is kind of like a toothpaste texture. You know, kind of like a toothpaste texture. And remember, bleach starts working as soon as it's mixed. As soon as it's mixed with the developer, that's when it starts working. So you have to work fast when you're working with bleach. So then, kind of like how I was explaining. All right, kind of like how I was explaining, is you grab your section, all right, kind of just start painting. Make sure you have it at a 90-degree angle always, and that it's not, you're not forcefully just placing it on there. You know, for the bottom it's okay, because like I said, you want full saturation in the bottom, so that's fine. As you can see that I'm doing right here. You know, make sure you get it all on every single strand. And you can even flip it to the bottom if you like, as you can see right here. You want to get it from the bottom right there. Good technique is to just place it over the brush and just start, and just kind of like just roll it over, and that'll get it, and that'll get it extreme, like a lot from the bottom. I can't talk right now, but you know what I'm saying. As you can see right here. There you go. And remember you want those streaks going all the way up here. And you kind of want like a smooth texture. That's what I would explain it as, like a smooth texture. You don't want it to be like all blotchy, all like piled up on each other. Kind of just want like a smooth texture. Focus on like downward strokes. You can stroke upwards. It's just you don't want it to be like really frizzy. That's my only concern. And as you can see, you could kind of see the fade. You can kind of see how it's a lot more colored down here than it is up here. And that's what's going to be giving the ombre. And as you can see right here, there's a harsh line right here. So and I kind of just want to you know, kind of distort that a little bit. You know, there's not really that much on there. I'm not really placing that much bleach on there. And that's exactly what we want. What I'm going to be doing is I am going to be blending a little bit from the bottom. You know, you could just kind of flip it over. You know, just kind of like just look under it or something. You know, just kind of brush downwards. You know, because you do want to be having that blend. You know, you don't want any harsh lines. All right, and that's going to be our first section right there. All right, now you're just gonna be doing the same thing on the other side, and you're gonna be working in a brick-lay pattern. Since I did this strand, now you're gonna be moving on to the left side. All right, so let's go and do that. And now it's just gonna be the same technique on the left side. Now, as you can see here, both sections are now looking pretty identical. You know, you could see the design that you're making already, and you know, if you don't like it, then you could always just go back and, you know, paint it how you want. You know, because balayage is a freehand type of painting, and that's just how you have to approach it. You know, just in a creative way. You know, you just picture something in your mind and you can make it, and that's what I really like about balayage. All right, so now we're gonna be doing the rest of the head, all right? And I'll come back to you guys once it's up here at this section. Okay, and now as you can see in these two sections right here, these are going to be nearing the top of the head, right? And what you're going to be doing with these sections that are differently from two compared right here is that these ones are going to be just going straight across, just like this. Like that. Grab a section that's straight across. I'm probably going to be grabbing a bigger section than this one. Actually, yeah, I'm probably gonna be grabbing a little bit more. Probably about like that big. And you just want to do that until you reach the top. And then once you reach the top, that I will assess how you guys do these two sections. All right. So let me just demonstrate. Let me just demonstrate how you do the first one, and you're gonna be just following along, okay? So remember, brush the hair, always make sure that there's no tangles in the hair. You don't want any tangles in the hair. And I'm gonna be back combing in order to create more of like a more distortion in the line instead of getting a harsh line, because we are going vertically up, remember? And I'll always keep that in mind. Now that we're going straight and instead of sideways, there you are more likely to have just a straight line. So the way that I would approach this is I would grab about this much with tension on my left hand and start painting. As you can see right here, if I left it like that, that would just be a harsh line. But we want to distort that line as much as possible. So I'm going to be giving you some pretty good highlights right here. These are going to be like the main points that you're going to be seeing up here. And I want to make sure that I saturate these a lot more than I do the middle, because I want these to pop out mostly. And if you don't, then you just don't saturate these as much as I am. And as you can see, it's just a straight line. If I left it like that, that would just be a straight line. But now that we have all this excess on our brush, we could just use that to kind of just blend that in on top. And the reason I'm going sideways is because I don't want just a straight line. And as you can see, it's not going to be like a straight line, and I'll show you in the finished result that it's going to be like a distorted line. And now we just continue going down right here. And once you reach to the ends, that's where it's going to be full saturation right here. And now we're just going to be blending the bottom with the top. And now I'm going to be checking the bottom to make sure that I did get full saturation. As you can see, I did. And you see right there, that would be a harsh line right there. So I'll just get that, and I'll just kind of diffuse that line a little bit. And going like this to make sure that all the bleach is smoothed out. As you can see, it should be looking somewhat like this. Somewhat like this. It's kind of, as you can see right here, that's gonna be laying more on the top. Here, what I could just do, because I do see like a clump right there, is I could just kind of put my brush through it. Just kind of brush through it. And there you go. I'm gonna be leaving it like that because I like the way it looks. Get a little bit more right there. Make sure I get my ends good. And now you're just gonna be proceeding that same technique, leading all the way up to the top. Okay, and now for these last final sections, as in like, you know, these two sides right here, what we're gonna be doing is that we're actually be taking off like a 1/4 inch, I would say, of these sides right here, leaving these ones alone right here along the hairline. And we're actually going to be painting these last. And the reason for that is because these are going to be the money pieces. These are gonna be the places where it's gonna be most colored, and this is gonna be what's giving like. Have you ever seen like those two strands in the front that are like really bright compared to like the rest of the head? Yeah, that's what this does. That's what this does. I might actually take a smaller section than that because I feel like I got too big of a section. Maybe around like this big. Okay, now that we have this whole area situated, all right. So this time, what we're gonna be doing is that we're gonna be bringing we're gonna be going diagonal in this way, like that. If I can get the part, there you go. As you can see, it's like facing upwards and it's not completely straight. For the same, it's gonna be for the same reason that we were doing the ones in the back. You know, just because we don't want that harsh line. All right, you know, just back home, back home, back home. All right, and get to applying. Okay, and as you see right here, I'm not really putting that much of a highlight right here, but it's because all of this is going to be completely highlighted to get those money pieces. So then I don't want to get this all highlighted because then it would just create a big giant highlight. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna highlight right here on this side and down the middle, and then just kind of blend from all around there. Instead of putting a big highlight right here and blending in the middle. Okay, so now that we're done with this section right here, we're gonna be completely saturating this part right here, completely. All right, and now you're just gonna be doing the same thing on the other side, and you have completed your ombre. And I'll show you the finished result in 3, 2. Okay, so this is how it's turning out right now, and I hope that that's how yours is looking like similarly. And if not, then that's okay too. Like I said, you know, you guys could paint it however you guys would like. But I'm gonna be processing it for about like 30 to 45 minutes. And I'm gonna be washing the back first because that is the part that we originally did in the beginning. And I'm gonna be washing then the right and the left because that's what came second. And yeah, I'll show you guys the finished result in just a moment. Okay, so this is actually the finished result, and I really like how it came out, and I'm going to be putting pictures up on the screen of the before and after. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'm going to be posting a video on my TikTok of how I curled it and the technique I used.